Hi friends, this is Our Life in Tow from Missoula, Montana, our first stop on our full-time RV adventure. In this video, we're taking you along as we explore Missoula. We kick things off at a harvest host where we test how long our AC can run off the inverter. Then we head downtown to check out some of our favorite spots, catch a few concerts, and share some favorite apps that we love using on the road. We'll give you a look at the RV park we stay at and what it's been like traveling in our new Brinkley Model I 235. If you're interested in our Brinkley Model I 235, we'll also link 2 other videos to our buying experience and our tour of our own model. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the adventure. We're Lindsay and Dan, 2 RV newbies who stopped saying someday and decided to chase our dreams of life on the road with our doodles. Join us as we hitch up and hit the road. We started our adventuring in an Airstream and now live full-time in a Brinkley, towing not just our home, but our way of life. Our life in tow is more than RVing. It's about carrying our doodles, our adventures, and our freedom to live life to the fullest wherever the road leads. This is Our Life in Tow. Here you'll find us learning as we go, exploring national parks, discovering small towns, and sharing the honest, unfiltered reality of RV life. The wins, the challenges, and everything in between. So whether you're dreaming about life on the road or already living it, we're glad you're here. Welcome to Our Life in Tow, and thanks for following along on the adventure. Part of what supports our dream for RVing full-time was renting out our home. We made the decision to fix it up and it's rented out for short-term and long-term rentals. And so we got that all squared away before we headed out on a 2-month trip. We sold a lot, gave away a lot, and we're really excited about what the future held.
So typically when we are en route to places, we try and do roughly an average of 4 hours per day. Some of our locations are shorter and some are longer. If they're longer, we try and split it up. So we stay week by week places so that we can work remotely during the week, and we'll move on the weekends. And a lot of times that still leaves room for us to do stuff on the weekends, but it's just what we found works for us. And sometimes we stay more than 1 week. But for our trip to Missoula, we did have to make a stop, and so we broke it up and we stayed at a harvest host. And I'm sure many of you know what a harvest host is, but if you don't, it's this membership program that you can join and sign up for and pay an annual fee. And what it does is it's basically this community of landowners or business owners who open up their land and place that property to RVers or campers. And so you can book nights with them. Typically, it's like a 1-night stay. You can have the ability to pay an extra fee to stay more than 1 night, but the idea is basically you stay for a night and you give back to the business in some way. So we have done this multiple times, probably over 20 to 30 times now, and we absolutely love it. And Lincoln loves it too. And so basically we always donate back to the business. A lot of times we try and stay at breweries or wineries or places with food, and it's really nice. So we stayed at one on our way to Missoula, and then we made our way up and checked in at Jim and Mary's RV park in Missoula. So enjoy.
En route to our harvest host for the night, we were seeing towing speeds of around 9 to 12 with the new 2500 GMC Denali Ultimate. We arrived at our harvest host just around 5 p.m. and it was a beautiful large property. Every harvest host is different and has a different layout, and their instructions are within the app preferences on their page. This one was extra large and had about 20 to 30 RVs staying overnight. Our typical flow when staying at a harvest host differs obviously by what the host allows, like if they allow generators or a slide. For this one, they allowed just about everything. So we typically get all set up, leave the boys in the nice air-conditioned car, and typically take them on a walk. This property had a restaurant with a patio that was dog-friendly and even had dog pickup stations all throughout the property, which was super nice.
So we tried to see if we could use our AC all night. We did wake up to low, dead battery. So Dan's unplugging some things, turning off the inverter. We're gonna see if solar can give us any kind of jump to, as you can see here. Oh, battery already says fair. It was low, so that might be good. But we're just staying at Harvest Host and we're going to a campground tonight and we'll see. We were trying to get our slide in. Luckily, there's a manual crank to put in your slide because we tried that. You can see right now. Oh, it might. Okay. Let's see. Good timing. So there, and we're in. So the slide button here. So I guess at fair, after Dan was unplugging everything, we jumped back up to fair instead of low. So at fair, you can put your slide in. Low, you cannot.
This model comes equipped with a pure sine 3000 watt inverter. During our test, it lasted about 5 to 7 hours powering our AC. So I know I said it jumped up to fair, and I think it was because Dan plugged this in right before. So
We don't know.
we don't know. We don't know, we're guessing. Truck didn't go on, but all we know is it went from low to fair. So either unplugging things or plugging that in. Who knows? We finished the last leg of our drive to Missoula and were greeted by mountain vistas all around. It was really quite beautiful. We made our way over to Jim and Mary's RV park where we would be staying for the next week. We booked this park about a few months prior and had booked a 30 amp site. We booked this and it was $64 for the rate, 6 nights with the 7th night free, which is pretty good. We typically like to stay in the 60s when booking our full hookup sites. Dan went to check in and we got to exploring the park. It was really beautiful and had a ton of beautiful garden beds surrounded by trees and was a really well-maintained park. There was about 30 to 40 sites and could handle large rigs. The park also provides Good Sam discounts and military discounts as well as first responders. I'll link the link to the RV park in the description below. We had a really nice back-end site, and this is how spacious the lots are. We also set up our dog fence. Not all parks allow dog fences, so we actually did have to take it down to maintain the grass, as well as sometimes they do not allow rugs. After getting all checked in at the parks and getting all set up, we like to take the dogs for a long walk and investigate the park. At this park, it was really nice amenities, and they even had a little dog fenced-in dog park area, so good way to get the dog's energy out. We just made an at-home dinner with some butternut squash ravioli and ground turkey, and enjoyed it and lounged for the rest of the night. Dan and I are huge coffee fanatics. If we're not out getting a local latte, we're making some at home. And we have two different ways of doing so. So I like to use this Italian style espresso maker, and then I also like to use this Nespresso milk frother. And they're small and store super easily and make the perfect amount for one person. Dan is a cold coffee person, so we have an at-home cold brew maker, which is now allowed to fit in our fridge. We did have an espresso, but felt like it was too bulky for the Brinkley, so we stopped carrying it.
So this morning was just a slow morning. Dan and I just both made our coffees, took the boys for a walk, and after all the craziness of getting the house set up for Airbnb, I need a little rest and restore. So I am going to yoga this morning in downtown Missoula, and I do so with ClassPass. So I really like ClassPass. I've been doing ClassPass for like 5 years, and it's nice for me because I can try out different studios, I can bop around, and I just pay with credits, and sometimes things are half credits or like lower credits, so I can prioritize those types of classes. And it just gives me more opportunities, especially like with traveling too. I can just easily go into this class and it's all paid for in my membership. So I really like ClassPass, highly recommend it. We'll see how this studio is, but I'm excited at the leisure for me to have booked this. So we were driving and we knew we would get here, and so I was like, I knew after driving too, I needed to get out and stretch from all the lifting of furniture. Dan and I's backs are kind of like thrown out, so I guess this is 30.
When Dan got done work, we headed over to the grocery store. We always like to go to the local grocery stores with organic food, and this one was called Good Food Store, and I was obsessed with it. It had everything we were looking for, and we got some steaks and broccolini and made a nice little dinner, and it was delicious. Dan cooked it on our Blackstone grill. That's great. It was time to explore downtown Missoula. When we got down there, the river runs right through the center of town, and it's clear to see it holds most of the activities. There was tubing, kayaking, paddle boarding, bike trails all throughout, and was right in the midst of downtown. The downtown had some boutique shops that were really fun to go into, and we stopped at Guild's, which is a brewery downtown and is really popular. We also stopped in an urban tea and coffee shop that we loved, and then we passed by Plunk, which was a really popular restaurant and has some really nice food options. We got 2 salads and some really fun drinks on their upstairs patio. It was clear that this town was built for outdoor activities. We went on the bike trails, which were all throughout the city and extended past into the wilderness. We parked at McCormick Park and got to ride through the Riverfront Trail into the Kim Williams Trail, which went on for miles. There was also a lot of parks along the way, benches, bike fixing stations, and we even raced the train across the river. It was really quite lovely, and we went out almost every day. This ride was about 6 miles round trip and was really rewarding. To carry our bikes, we used the Kuat double bike hitch. It can be put on our trailer, and then when we want to use it, we can put it onto our truck, and we really enjoy using it. We were lucky that every night in Missoula gave us a beautiful sunset. We took the puppies for a walk and we're gonna head into downtown Missoula for some live music. When we leave the dogs, we like to put on Dog TV. This is a YouTube channel that actually has dog colors that they can see. It might sound silly, but our dogs do watch TV. We saw Michael Marchese at the Top Hat venue. It is a restaurant, bar / venue. It's a small venue that has a standing only room with a really nice bar, and it was a really nice time. We got back late, and one cool feature that the Brinkley has is it has cab lights and underbelly lights as well. So Rocky and I are out on a little hike. It's supposed to be 2.5 miles, but he's slowing down, so I think we're just gonna turn around and make it shorter. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to listen to your dog and make sure that they're okay, even though you're enjoying a hike. You just gotta make sure and do what's best for them. I don't typically let Rocky off leash hiking, but there's no one around and he's good on command, especially when he's tired. So he even waits. So he runs a little bit ahead and then waits, or if he falls behind and sees we're walking, he'll catch up. So it's good. Only half an hour from our RV park and it's 2.5 miles, but there's tons of trails. There's even biking trails, so it's really nice. So we just did the Pat Canyon lower loop. There's tons of trails up there, a picnic area, bathrooms, trash cans, and it was really, really nice. And as you can see, the trees to my right, it's a really beautiful drive. It just winds through the trees, and highly recommend the hike. Again, this hike was a 2.5 mile trail. We did about 1.5 miles, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can always make a trail and out and back. So don't be afraid to turn around, especially if your pupper is telling you it's time to go. It was a little hotter than we anticipated, and there wasn't as much shade as I was hoping for. So it's a little too hot. He's a little bit in a state that I don't really like to see him in, so we gave him some water, gave him some treats, and I'm actually looking to see if I can find some puppy dog ice cream. And listen to your dog, listen to your pet, their family. No, thank you. Thanks for the kiss. Thank you. Beautiful trees, nice and peaceful, not a soul out there. And saw some butterflies, saw some plants, saw some berries. Saw some wild raspberry. And a bunch of other really beautiful plants. It's so green here, the trees are huge, and it was a good hike. And to track our hike, we used AllTrails. I religiously kind of just use AllTrails all the time. Even if the trail's pretty easy, it's just nice to download the maps of the trails just in case. I was on a hike with some friends and we got lost, and we were lost for a good hour plus, and it got a little scary, and I just didn't want to feel that way again. So with AllTrails, you can download and still see the trail map offline, which is really awesome, and easy to kind of help you navigate back. Happy hiking! So we're on our way to go see camp in Missoula at Big Sky Brewing. It's part of the reason that we are staying a week here in Missoula, and it worked out perfectly because then we can go up to Glacier afterwards for prime time. So camp is our favorite band. I think we've seen them 6 times now.
I think this will be 6.
This will be 6.
So super excited, especially we really like their newest album, and it's been a bit actually since we've seen them. We didn't see them last year, so we're really excited, and it should be a good time. It's at the brewery and it's an outside amphitheater. Should be pretty nice, and it's only 5 miles, about 8 minutes from our campsite, so it works out perfectly.
One of the main reasons we booked Missoula to visit was to see our favorite band in concert, Camp, and we saw them at Big Sky Brewing Co. So this is a brewery but also an amphitheater. We got some merch and headed to our lawn seats. If you come here, we highly recommend you bring a chair or a blanket to sit on. This amphitheater also has a variety of food trucks. We got the chicken pad Thai bowl, which was absolutely phenomenal, and we sat back and waited for the show to start. Another highlight is that the sun sets behind this amphitheater, and so it makes for a really beautiful sunset and show. That concluded our Missoula trip, and we were ready to head back, hitch up, and head on to our next spot.
Lincoln and I say thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like what you see, please hit that like button below. And if you want to continue on the adventures, please hit subscribe. And as always, we hope our adventures inspire your adventures, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you.